Hey there, and welcome back to Factorio, Tightening the Belt Megabase Guide. I'm Xterminator, and thank you for joining me. We are back in this area, but we're going to head back here really quick to the other place where we're actually building the Megabase, because there is some more belt work I want to do, and I want to show you some stuff that I got done last stream. So we're still working on things in the main base here, still pumping out modules. We have a fair bit built up. Power's kind of iffy, but we do need to expand that. I did actually bump up my reactor amount and such here. So we're now storing quite a few of these. I think we're low on something. I think it's concrete or something. I thought I bumped this more than 2. So we'll have to see on that. And I've moved the stop. This was over here. I've moved it to here to build the steel, but now it's actually a little inconvenient for the rest of this. But that's okay. So there is still quite a bit of the steel build to make, but before we do that, I want to go ahead and kind of show you what's going on with all these other builds. So let me just grab that, and I guess we'll just fill the rest of our inventory with beacons here. And we'll head on over. We have a nice uranium patch here, which is kind of awkward, but we'll just end up having to build over it or use ore eraser to get rid of it. And I am thinking our oil could go down here maybe somewhere, because we do have this really, really nice oil patch, and then obviously we need to put the oil processing by water as well. And what are we putting here? Oh, inserters, okay. Yeah, we are still missing like a few little things in these builds, like inserters and such, but I can easily just walk through and fill that out. So last time I showed you that the green circuits were done, and then the last stream, what we did is we started building the steel, which I did decide to cut in half. As you notice, you can see here that this is cut in half. It used to extend like way out to here. I did decide to cut it in half. It's a bit wider now, obviously, but it's fine. So this is what it looks like. Each one of these rows from start to finish is going to do half a blue belt of steel. So then we just merge 2 of them together at the end, and this should give us about 8 blue belts of steel. We only need, what's this? Oh, landfill. We only need about, it's really annoying because we need like 7.2 or 7.1, and it's annoying because if we just did 7, it wouldn't be enough. So we have to do like 8. We could have done like 7.5, but I just figured let's just make it even, do 8. So here are red circuit builds, and this is kind of what I decided to do. Is, last time I was struggling with like where to put the red circuits and all that, in conjunction with the green circuits. So due to your suggestions, what I'm doing is I'm taking the red circuits here, and they're going to extend out to like here-ish or something. And then blue circuits are going to be past that. We may have to get rid of this iron patch, which is a bit of a shame because it's a very, very rich patch, but it's going to be kind of like right in the way. So blue circuit's going to be past the red circuits to the right here, and then we're running the green circuit belts for the blue circuits just past the red circuits, because my main struggle was like trying to figure out how I'm going to like route all the belts around stuff, because the blue circuits need a ton of greens and such. So I was trying to figure that out, and I think this is probably the best solution right now. And we have these guys. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. And each one does a full blue belt of reds. And I think, again, it's like we need like 6.2 or 6.4 or something. Less than 7, but more than 6. So, always round up for this stuff. It's really important, guys, to round up for these things. And I'm just coming to the end here to like show you. So this extends actually past the iron patch. This extends to like right down here. These builds are pretty long, but that's okay. And then these guys are going to take a fair bit of greens. So if we head back, my poor bots, they're falling behind. They're going to get pretty upset here. We have several inputs. So we have a green input here. We have a plastic input here. We have another plastic input here. We have copper, and then another green input. So pretty much I want to feed 2 green belts into each of these. So with 7, that means 14 belts are going into red circuits. Or, well, actually, no, sorry. I decided to do it differently. I'm trying to remember. I was thinking about like all this different stuff. So each one really only needs like 1.5 belts, actually, because this merges onto a half, right? So this is green circuits and plastic. So actually it's 1.5 belts per, which means that it's more like, what did I figure? If we have 7 half, I think it's like 12 or something, 11.5 are going to these because 1.5 to each. So pretty much I needed, okay, so this is what the deal is. So these two, these two, these two, these two, and these two go to red. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which would be 10 belts. Which is that may actually, is that not enough? Because like 1.5, no, that's enough, I think, because 1, and then this one would like split and go to this half, and then that half, and then 2, 1 more half, 3. I think that should be enough, and like all the rest of these are going to blues. And I've already planned out here all the lanes we need for blue. We need a lot. We need 2 plus 8. These are 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus another 8, which is 18 belts total going to blues, which is a little bit ridiculous. So, and I am going to just very quickly open up my browser here and double check those numbers because it has been a little bit. So if we unselect reds, how about we don't unselect blues? 22. Yeah, 22 total green belts. And then if I unselect that, we need 6.2. Okay, something actually seems a little bit off here. I think we actually don't need that many belts for blues. Based on that math, I think we only need 16. Yeah, because so it's 30. It's getting a little bit confusing. I think we actually don't need this many. Yeah, because this seems excessive. I know we need at least like 16 for sure. So these go here. This guy's gonna come over here. And this is like, this routing is gonna get a little wonky because of how these like all line up. It's very difficult to get this to all line up nicely, so we're just gonna do the best we can, pretty much. Let's give it our best effort. This guy is gonna go like this. I need to recalculate these numbers. I'm not gonna do it on episode because I just end up standing here like looking at the thing off camera. So something doesn't quite jive. Because when I unselected blue circuits, like for how many belts of greens we needed, it said we only needed like 12 something green belts left. And that would be for red circuits and everything else, which seems not correct. In fact, this whole thing seems wrong. Did these numbers change? Something seems severely not correct. Like, at all. Because we need 6 okay, no, so that's right. And then, I know I said I wouldn't do this, but my brain, like, can't stop thinking. Oh. Okay. I think I see what the deal is. 0.2. Okay, so if we just unselect that. So we need 22 for everything else, and then yeah, I think we actually don't need this many belts. I think we need, like, I want to say like 16 instead of 18. Okay, so there's that. This is looking meh. In fact, I think what I'm actually going to do is at least try to even this up a little bit here. At least so they have kind of the same curvature. No, game. I mean, that still looks horrible, but we'll have to figure that out. Okay, so that routes into there. The real trick actually is going to be routing these greens in. I know I did this math on stream, and I think, pretty sure chat would have pointed out if I was wrong. Okay, well, let's just figure 1.5 per. So 3, 6, 9, 11.5. Yeah, I think something's wrong. I think we only need 16 for this. Right. And then these two. These two, I think, would actually go to reds, because that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and then the other half would go up. Okay. That seems a bit more correct. I did extra belts. According to this, we need like 6 belts just for the bus, but because I actually overbuilt circuits, I made 32 belts of circuits. So I think something is off a little bit. I'm not entirely sure the deal is, but let's go ahead and see if we can route these. This is where it gets interesting. So green circuits. We know this is greens. Oh, we know this guy is greens. Okay, so this guy comes over. I want to make sure that these can, or these 3 can route down to here. So this is a full belt. So let's go ahead and take this. That should leave more than enough room. If I, like, I don't know, I'm trying to just line something up with something that's probably the wrong thing to be lining up, to be honest here, guys, but let's go ahead and just work on all this. Whoa, yep, on all this. I'm, this mouse, I'm actually at my parents' right now, and I'm using a different mouse, and it's way different, so I'm, like, misclicking like crazy. Okay, so this comes over, and then what's actually going to happen is somehow this is going to split. I don't know how yet. Because what needs to happen here actually is for me to actually have a splitter. That would be fantastic. But this guy needs to split. Half needs to go into here. And then the other half needs to go up and go to here. And I'm not sure if this is going to be better to do like near this or back in this area. I feel like either way, it's going to be pretty spaghetti looking. That's for sure. Okay, well, let's clear out all these trees. They're going to be just in the way no matter what. Stupid trees, we don't want you. Don't want all these rocks either. Man, I guess we need to go get splitters. This is a bit of a headache for sure. Not gonna lie, this is kind of headachy. I think this actually turned out surprisingly well. Like I mentioned last episode, I'm quite happy with how this turned out. It's gonna be interesting once there's actually plate on here because things are like going like different directions and such. It's gonna be pretty crazy, I suspect. But I think it won't be too bad. We are making decent progress though, even though it may not seem like it. But if we can get a little more belt routing down this episode, and then Wednesday I'm gonna do a stream obviously where we work on it and such. You know, I do usually 2 streams a week for Factorio, and I'm working on this, both those streams. So we're making decent progress. I mean, the main builds like smelting for iron, copper, and then steel too. I mean, you can see just physically, this is like 50% of the base or more. And then circuits would be like the next biggest thing, circuits and red circuits and blue circuits. And after that, like the other builds, you know, the like science builds and such are going to be minuscule compared to this. Like it's going to be really, really crazy how small these like these science builds and all the other builds are going to be in comparison. So I really don't think it's going to be an issue, like progressing much, you know, because obviously this is taking quite a while, but this is the biggest part. And as kind of a side discussion, this is a thing that I discussed with several members of my community quite a while ago, and like Will and Mojo and stuff. And there's not a solution off the top of my head to fix it, but like one complaint is that with Factorio, literally, especially, well, I guess it's more this way when you build bigger, but even normally, it's ridiculous how like half of your build, like half of your base is smelting. You know, it's like it's more noticeable in a Megabase and such, but even so, it's really, I think, kind of ridiculous how like half of the area and such and half of the just like effort and everything for getting, you know, a big base is like all smelting. It seems a little bit ridiculous to me. It's like I don't know of a better way to a way to fix it. So I probably shouldn't be complaining, but it's, I don't know. It's kind of frustrating sometimes and kind of silly. I mean, if you look, like a perfect example would be my sending supporters to space save, where, I mean, if you look at the map, like literally the smelters are probably half of or more, like area wise, and like even just entity wise, of like everything on the map. You know, like you could probably fit all. You'd actually pay attention to what I'm doing here. You could probably fit like all the science builds, all the oil build, even the rocket part builds and such inside the copper, iron, and steel smelters. Like that's kind of how ridiculous it is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of do this how we did the green circuits, is just kind of start doing stuff, because you're never gonna get anywhere if you don't do something, right? Even if you like staring at something, you can only look at something for so long and try to figure it out. This is like right now an absolute disaster, but we can always rework this later. I just want to try to route things the best I can, and then we can rearrange belts afterwards to get things, you know, how we want them. So then this guy, see, this is where it gets a little bit funky, because this needs to go, this is actually a really big mess. We're going full spaghetti, guys. Yeah, because this one actually needs to go like here. Which, and then we need like another one to be half this and half that. This is where things get a little bit awkward. A little bit. Stop taking all my stuff, man. Stop taking my splitters specifically. Hello? Pick this up? Okay, so let's go ahead and, I mean, this is just like, this is an utter pain. I mean, I'd like to kind of try to line these splitters up, even though this seems, actually that's not line, let's do that. That makes a bit more sense. Gotta be kidding me. Oh yeah, this is like spaghetti central right here, man. Oh, that's, oh, I just can't look at that. That's just awful. Oh, that's even worse, I think. Actually, that's not as noticeable. I mean, yeah, it's not great. This is very unfortunate how this is turning out. Okay, so then this dude, actually, we need to do this a little bit differently, because, yeah, okay. This may solve some of the problems. This one actually should probably go down here. in some way. Let's just do that. And then this one needs to do something. I would like to at least line it up this way. Okay, so it's just like right on the end. This is just awful, like, I mean, this one doesn't have to be so close. In fact, what if we did like... If we did that, this would actually need to move up one. This is so messy. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that goes like that. So I guess we don't have to line them up. I mean, it would still be kind of nice. If we were to, this would go back, oh, back here. Stop it. It's awkward because this has to like curve down and do some really silly stuff. Why don't we take this? Why don't we... Maybe it would have actually been better. So either way, this is going to be an utter mess. Oh well. Not too much we can do about that. Okay, so that takes care of... Just double check. Done, 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 done. So at least 3 more. Okay, so this guy's gonna come over. And see, again, it would... I mean, maybe it would be better to have this just like... Maybe it would have been better to have the top one... This could have lined up. Ish. Not really, though. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, this one lines up quite nicely. Okay, well, let's get rid of these. Pick up the... Jeez, alright. Where do I want this to turn? I guess like there. Okay, and then this one's gonna come over, kind of the same deal, and split. We could just, keep things simple-ish. I say simple as I'm just like making the worst spaghetti mess ever. No, no, no. Okay, and then this guy's gonna come over. He'll turn like that. And go away. Now I could... See, I can't really come over any farther. Okay, so there's that. I mean... I don't know what I like more, this or having it come over here and then these not lining up. Alternatively, this could do this, which may actually be better. Keep looking at the map, because, I mean, that's somewhat important to me. I guess that works. Oh my goodness, what a mess. Alright, and then we'll route him. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, that almost hit that, but not quite. This is going to be oh so messy. I have found, though, that if we make these turns, like these little curve things here close to the build, you don't really notice them. And this is supposed to be copper and copper. I have absolutely no idea how we're going to get this in here. In fact, I don't think we are. Unless I do something like that. And then, even then, that's really pushing it. I'm not actually sure how that's going to work. So this is what I'm saying. We just need to connect these first. And then when we need to get copper over here, we'll figure out how to get copper over here. You know, I can't plan like ahead for me personally, and this is your personal thing, you know, like if it works better for you to just plan every single little detail ahead of time, totally go for it. But for me, it doesn't work that well to try to do that. Like I just need to hook something up and then kind of work step by step. Okay, so this comes over, and I don't know where to turn this, like. So awkward. Guess we'll just turn in here. Gonna go here. This looks terrible. Just don't. Okay, we'll fix it. We'll fix it, guys. And if you have suggestions on like how to make this cleaner, totally like let me know. I'm totally open to that because I am not happy with how this looks either. So if you have an idea of how this. Good idea of how to make this look better, totally put it down below in the comments. And this thing is also horrible. So what we're gonna do is actually that's gonna go like that. Okay, so this is gonna go to the bus, and then this one's also gonna go to the bus. As are those, so that would be like 5.5, which still seems low. I think I may still be miscalculating for like how many blues I need or something, and because that looks wonderful. That actually looks kind of cool. Yeah, so I think that's gonna do it for this episode. So that's kind of how the greens are gonna go ish. I'm more than open to having suggestions on how to clean this up because right now it looks terrible. But I'm gonna redo my calculations off camera and make sure that we're getting enough belts where they need to go, because I feel like this is a little bit low for what we need on the main bus, but we'll see. Anyway, that's going to do it, guys. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We are making progress for sure. I really look forward to continuing this on, and I hope you do as well. Leave any questions and thoughts down below, and until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.